Hey y'all, it's Brenda. Welcome to Life on Gulman Road. I have got bread to put in pans today and bake. We are out of bread and I may have got a little overzealous. I have 3 bowls of dough. They have risen beautifully, all 3, and that means I will have 2, 4, 6 loaves of bread. I don't really need that much. But we are going to do some bread, and I think we're going to do some cinnamon raisin bread too. Now, like I said, it has risen beautifully. It's jiggly, and maybe some say this is overproofed, but for some reason, Dorothy is taking her sweet time on proofing. Now, last night when she should have came off the proof stage, she had not budged. She was still very firm, and so I have to let her go longer. So I started this bread yesterday morning, and last night it was firm. There was really no rise, or very little rise. And then this morning, she's almost filling up the bowl and beautiful. The dough is nice and bouncy. It springs back. So we're just going to kind of roll it around until I can get where I want it. There we are. Okay, let me get a cutter so I can cut this. And this is just going to be plain bread, and we're going to place it into just a bread pan. All right, I am terrible about judging middles and all of this, but we're just going to kind of cut it. Probably one side is bigger than the other. It usually is. I'm going to stretch it just a little bit. And just kind of roll it up like that. Hope you can see. And then we're going to kind of let it stretch long ways a little bit. And then we're going to plop it into our pan. Just like that. She's ready to go. Back in the oven. My light is out, so no light in the oven right now. But they will sit in the oven all day today. And for this second rise, she will probably be ready to bake off tonight. Now, do I have the correct way to shape and form my bread? No, I do not. But this bread is super, super forgiving, and it kind of just lets you do whatever. So, bread number 2 into the pan. Let me get my other dough. All right, second, look at that. Nice and bouncy. So we're going to call that good. This is how I have found, Dorothy is a sweetbread. So I have found if she is a little underproofed, then the bread wants to get gummy. And when she is like this, and I pray you can see these bubbles, when she's like this, she bakes up such a better loaf of bread. So we're just going to kind of fold her around. This recipe, you don't really have to knead. It doesn't say anything about stretching and folding. This is a potato flake recipe. And I use this like I do my roll recipe, which is very similar in this. Now, she's a little chubbier on one side, so I'm going to hopefully allow for that when I cut it. Let me get my other 2 pans. All right, I have a glass dish for this one, and then I have a mini pan. We are going to just, I'm going to put some in this mini pan, and have some mini loaves. I have some friends that I can gift some bread to, and so, but we have really enjoyed how she has started baking up since I let her go a little longer. So I'm not saying it's correct, but oh, that's going to be a big loaf. We like it. All right, probably should have done this loaf in the mini pan. I'm thinking, because this, all right, we're going to go with it. That I'm going to have to just watch that pan because she is going to be ready probably before the rest of the pans. So I just shape it to where I like it. I usually like to tuck it underneath, especially these little loaves. No biggie there. Okay. Last one. And this dough was gorgeous, but it was also a little bit stiffer when I worked it. Go figure. All right, so I have my 4 mini pans and my loaf pan done. Let me grab another bowl. All right, look at that beauty. She, again, probably would be considered overproofed, but I have found this is, if I do it too soon, then we have a brick bat, quite literally. So, here she is with all of her bubbles. She's gorgeous. We're going to do a little something different with this one. We are going to do cinnamon raisin bread. So I have out my cinnamon, I have my raisins, and I have my sugar that I'm going to use. And we are going to get this stretched out so I can half it. And then we'll have 2 loaves of the cinnamon raisin bread. Now, I am going to need my rolling pin. So, let me see what I got here. May need a little bit more flour. We're not going to roll it really big. We're just going to, let's see what I can do with my hands and stretching it. Do you ever buy cinnamon raisin bread in the grocery store? We have not bought it in a long time, but we do enjoy it. All right, let me get my rolling pin and flatten it out just a bit more. All right, let's see what we can do here. I don't know that I want it. I kind of want to keep it the width of my pan. And that's about it. So, I think I'm going to be a little on the, oh, I'm getting my other dough. It's kind of stretched out on me. Let's do that. Oh, yeah. All right. I think that's good. We're just gonna kind of sprinkle everything. We're not going to be precise or anything like that. I have got to get in my sugar. And I'm going to use Splenda. And I could put down a layer of butter like we do our cinnamon rolls. That would work. I'll put down a good amount of cinnamon. Now this, like I said, is a fed potato flake sourdough. If you do not want to do the feeding and all of that, I do have a bread that is pretty much identical to this. And I'm pretty positive it will do just as great as this. So I have made that recipe with you before. Trying to get at my raisins here. And I posted that recipe on the bottom of, I think the title is Let's Make Bread. I will try to link that video, but I will also try to copy that down below. Now, that's probably a little heavy-handed on the raisins, but it is what it is. So, now we do our roll process. So, we're going to take it, kind of get us a place to start. And then we just roll her up. And I want that seam side down. Let me spray my pan. Crisis averted. Crisis averted. All right. Because I want to be able, when I pick it up, I want to be able to take it to that pan, seam side down. Want to make sure all my little raisins are covered up. Here we go. Oh, she's pretty. All right, we're gonna let that rise. We got one more dough to do for cinnamon raisin. Okay, gonna put down just a smidge more flour. Let's roll the girl over. Put her in the middle so we can do something. All right, let's take her a little bit. Y'all know I like to use parchment paper and that slides everywhere. But I'm going to try to get her a little bit wider. All right. Let's see if we can get her up. Yes. All right. I'm not proficient with this rolling pin. These breads are pretty much the first time that I have ever used a rolling pin. I just never have been, I guess, want to use it. That's just kind of one of those things that's just always been in my drawer that just sits there. So I'm actually being able to use it now. So I'm not going to go too flat with this because I want it to be like a bread. Hope we have, and we may share one of these loaves of cinnamon raisin bread. This is just a test run to see how we like it. We may not like it. Okay, pretty generous with the cinnamon. All right, let's see if we can control our raisins just a little bit better. How's that? We won't put maybe as many on this one. But I love raisins. And it always seems like the raisin bran, or the raisin bread that we get at the grocery store just never has enough. Do y'all feel that way, or would you? I know a lot of people do not like raisins. But my dad loved raisins. And had he been here yesterday, it would have been his and my mom's 65th wedding anniversary. But we lost him in 2010, so, you know, I couldn't imagine going through an anniversary without my spouse. So let's roll this up. But he loved raisins, so I grew up with raisins always in the house. And I was always so excited when we would get those little boxes at school. I'm not sure why they would come around with the little boxes, but every so often we would get the little box of raisins at school. Did y'all do that as well? Probably some type of health something the school had going on, but anyway, all right, let's see if we can get it over. Not want to stick together. I gotta get her moving. All right, I'm gonna chuck these ends just a little bit because my dough is just a little bit wider than my pan. So let's see if we can go without falling apart. Pretty good, pretty good. Hang tight and I'll show you what we got. Look, best one yet. Best one yet. All right, let me put this in the oven to proof. And just like that, we have an oven full of bread. Excuse my open cabinet and that bright window. Let me turn you around. I need to clean my oven. But there's our 2 loaves on the very, 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 very bottom. And then we have cinnamon raisin off to the right. And then we have regular loaves to the left. We shall see how these proof. All right, our bread is pretty much risen all the way. Now, the little mini loaves, the 4-pan, I'm going to let it go for just a little bit longer, but I have our first 2 pans in the oven. Then I'm going to cook, my words won't come out right. Then I'm going to cook 3 pans. I don't like to cook them all together because different hot spots in your oven, sometimes it just doesn't work out very well. So we're going to do them in batches. 30 minutes is our perfect time for my oven. So I've got 2 in there now. Then I'll do the 3. And then once the little pan is risen to where I want it, we'll put it in there probably by itself. Okay. So 5 of our loaves are out. This is regular bread here. This one, either, I can't remember, didn't rise as high or it fell. But toasted up, it will be fine. This one is my most beautiful of the regular bread. I can't wait to cut any of these for tonight because they're still warm. Now, they're kind of close together, and what I'm going to do is just turn them on their side so they can get some air circulating in between them, and then we'll wrap them up when they get nice and cool. This is our cinnamon raisin bread. I cannot wait to cut this in the morning. It's just beautiful, but look, you can see our rolls. This one not so much, but this one definitely. And I have our little pan in the oven now, so our mini loaves will be out in about 27 minutes. Our mini loaves are done. Look how tiny. They are hot, hot, hot. They're going to cool right here. Our other bread, I turned it up on its side so it's got air flowing and it's cooling. Skip over our raisin cinnamon bread, or cinnamon raisin bread is cooling. Oh, I can't wait to eat. Supper tonight with fresh bread is the chicken bacon wrapped bites, baked beans, and some potato salad, but I want y'all to see this bread. This is one of them little mini loaves, so it's little, but look at that. It's so soft. Oh, I'm ready to dig in. All right, y'all, that was our cinnamon raisin bread. It was so, so good. I will definitely do that again. May tweak it a little bit, but it was fabulous. I've got to get started on another project, so I appreciate you coming and hanging out and watching the videos and commenting and all that you do. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So until next time, I'll see you later.